8 years. He's worked in the US, he's worked in the Korea market, he's worked in the Australian market, he's worked in the Japan market, back in Korea, all over the globe. So we are in good hands. You guys, I'm going to turn it over to Mike Keller.
Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's great to be here with you today, and I'm excited to share a little bit with you about what we're planning for India. We've been working on this for a while, and I'm just trying to share my screen here with you. It looks like I'm having some technical difficulties. Give me 1 second. There we go. Alicia, if you could switch it over to my screen, we can go ahead and get started. But just jumping into India while my screen's pulling up. This is something that we've been working on now for several years. When I returned from Korea back in 2018, we started looking at India a little bit more seriously when Ryan Napierski announced on his earnings call that we were starting our due diligence. So from that time forward, we started making quite a few trips to India, conducting a lot of research. We did a lot of ethnographic research. We did some in-person research. We did quantitative, qualitative, across the board. We held consumer groups where we really tried to understand where the Indian consumer was at that point in time, what the emerging trends were, and where we felt like Nu Skin India would eventually play a role in the direct sales channel. So with that, we're going to share some key points today with you. It's not everything we have. These are just some of the I think some of the most relevant insights into why we're excited about India. Obviously, there's a lot more data that went into this thinking that we're going to talk about in terms of how it informed our product portfolio, as well as the business model and some of the promotions that we have ongoing right now leading up to the launch of India. But to go ahead and get started, let's talk about a little bit about the market. Many of you who are joining the call today, you already understand that India is the largest, most populous country in the world, coming in at 1.46 billion people. That's a lot of people when you think about this. But when you look at the breakdown of the population, it becomes even more, I think, interesting for us as a company and more for you as you are looking to build a business and expand into the India market. 65% of the population is under 35. The median age is 28. It's a very young country. It's filled with people who are ambitious and looking for opportunity, well-educated, getting out into the work field, and really looking at what's next for them. As we look at this, breakdown even further, we've got 910 million millennial and Gen Z. If you think about that, that's roughly three times the size of the United States, just in the millennial and Gen Z categories, in those demographic categories. 440 million millennials. So this gives us a great amount of confidence that what we're launching in India is going to be relevant to people who are looking for opportunity, looking to build a business around beauty and wellness, anti-aging. And we're going to share a little bit more data that give you insights into why we're so excited about this. As we look to the further breakdown, as we look at the middle class in India, it's an emerging middle class and middle class dominated market. We've got 300 to 350 million people that are currently in the middle class category in India, and that's expected to double within the next 20 years. So as we look at that, we also know that India, the category of middle class in India is going to be a little bit different than where we operate in other markets around the world today. If you look at just a broad swath of the earnings in the middle class in India as it's defined today, it's roughly equivalent to about $6,000 US dollars, all the way up to 35,000 USD per annum. And so obviously, as you look at this, there's a breakdown of where people live, where people work. If you work in a larger metropolitan area, you're going to be earning a little bit more money than if you're working in tier 2, tier 3 cities. But as we look at that, that also informed the approach we're going to take to developing products in terms of the price sensitivity, the value-driven decisions that many Indian consumers make. The idea would be that we've got to get the right products into the market at the right price, and we'll talk a little bit about how we plan to do that. Further looking at this in terms of how people are connecting and building community in India, it's no different than what's happening in many of your markets today where you're building your Nu Skin business. We've got 1.6, the the differentiating factor here is just the scale of what's happening in India. You've got over 1 billion people who are online every day with their mobile phones in India. And out of this, about 491, roughly 500 million people are really into social media. This represents the largest Facebook population in the world is in India. Instagram is also growing. YouTube is also a huge way that people connect and educate themselves, learn about new things that are happening in the market. So as you look at the way that you're building your business today and the way that you're utilizing your smartphone, your mobile phone to connect, to join community, to create communities, and to really communicate with one another, the same things are happening in India. So this also led to a really important informational point for us, and that is we know that we've got to get the digital play right in India. We have to have something that people are going to be able to manage and utilize their smartphone for to really recruit, train, and manage their business. Let's go to the next slide here. Let's look a little bit at direct sales. The direct sales market is growing. It's emerging in India as well. In 2023, the size of the market was $3.4 billion US. This is not the largest market that we operate in around the world by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a growing market. You've got 8.6 million distributors. The breakdown here is a little bit different than what we see in all of our other markets around the world today, where, for example, United States, Europe, and our North Asia countries, we've got a lot more women doing the business than men. So that ratio is kind of inverse when we look at India, where we have more males involved in direct selling than females. One thing that we do see that gives us great confidence for India is the fact that the female population is entering the workforce more and more every year. They're looking for ways to contribute to household incomes. They're looking for opportunities to create a future for themselves. And we've got more females now joining direct sales and more females looking for this than we ever have in terms of our research as how it would indicate happening in India. The growth rate's also quite strong, coming at 8.3% at a 3-year CAGR. How does this break down as well? Well, the two largest categories in direct sales, you've got wellness coming in at 74% of the revenue, so it dominates the space, followed by beauty at 11%. So beauty is a smaller subsection of the direct sales channel revenue, but it is also a growing channel. And wellness, we've seen really dominate over the last several years, really since the onset of COVID and coming out of COVID, the wellness revenues have continued to grow. Prior to COVID, you had a couple of companies in India that were leading the charge, and they were pretty balanced between wellness and beauty. Coming out of COVID, we see wellness really taking the lead, and they've really kind of created the awareness around nutritional supplementation, of the importance of diet, the importance of exercise, the importance of the way that nutritional supplementation impacts your overall wellness. And so we actually look at this as a great opportunity for us here at Nu Skin, knowing that everything that we're going to be launching from the Pharmanex side is going to be anchored in Prism. And we'll talk about that in just a second. Let's get into products here. In terms of wellness trends, so these, again, just big macro trends that are happening in the market. 74% of Indians say supplements are essential. Awareness is growing. People are aware of what they're putting into their bodies. They're aware of key ingredients. They're aware of things that are going to impact their health. 63% of Indians are trying to lose weight. The Indian diet is a very carb-heavy diet. You've got a lot of lentils, a lot of naan, a lot of rice. It's a very carb-heavy diet, and so Indians are becoming more and more aware of the impact of that to their overall weight and their efforts to manage their weight. Also, 69% of Indians take supplements for some type of immune support. So again, really, we look at these trends and we think great opportunity for what we have to offer through Nu Skin. We see similar things happening in the beauty and personal care space. Right now, India ranks 4th in the world in terms of the beauty and personal care market, in terms of revenue that they're generating. As we dive deeper into this, we see that there are a lot more consumers at lower price points. And so although they are 4th in the world, they are consuming at lower price points, more mass type products. But then we also see the inverse happening in terms of people becoming more and more aware of premium products and the shift to consumption of premium products, knowing that people are aware of active ingredients, they're aware of the benefits that certain ingredients have on their skin, and they're starting to demand those more and more in the products that they consume. An interesting thing to note about India is its number one skincare claim is brightening. So brightening is a very important part of the consumer demand. We believe we've got some products that will address that and be able to position you to, as you build your business in India through your India eligible brand representatives, to take advantage of this as well. Let's talk a little bit about how we're going to position our portfolio in India. I mentioned a moment ago that because of the several factors that we identified early on in our research, we know that getting the right product to the market at the right price is going to be key to our long-term success in India. And so as we've looked at this and studied this, we have come up with our global product team, our approach to India in terms of how we're going to launch products and where and how they'll be positioned. At the top of this group right here, we believe that at the top of the socioeconomic class, there's a huge number of consumers who will readily and easily be able to afford our premium and luxury products. These are our age-lock products. They're our highest science products, the products with the most active ingredients, the most clinical trials that support the claims that we make and the positioning that we take for each of these products. India is going to be no different. We believe that the ageLOC brand will be the premium, the height of the product offering that we have in India. But because we're going to be doing things a little bit differently, we also believe we're going to be able to fit it in at different price points for the most part. Following this, we've got Nu Skin and Pharmanex, all the products you know and love that aren't branded ageLOC, but still branded Nu Skin and Pharmanex. We're going to be positioning these as prestige in the market. With this, we believe we're going to have a strong play to really solidify this positioning and to help you attract consumers who are looking for specific skincare and wellness needs. Following this, we're also looking at what can we do, and we're asking ourselves a question: what can we do to further penetrate the market and to get into different demographics? One thing that we identified early on in our research was the propensity and the market practice of people going to a salon on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly basis. It's a very important part of their skincare regimen that they take. And this is something that we believe by creating this new brand called CeraNu, we're going to be able to take advantage of these emerging trends in the market and just the basic market practices. And so this brand right here will be positioned to be utilized in markets, in salons in the market by salon professionals. So it will be attractive to them as well as their salon clientele. At the bottom of this, we've got Nu Skin Within Reach. So for those of you who are building businesses in Latin America or Southeast Asia, you'll be familiar with the Sion brand. This is a brand that's been tried and tested over time and proven over time to be a very effective brand for those who are just trying to go out and have people have that first experience with Nu Skin who may not be able to afford either Nu Skin, Pharmanex, or ageLOC products. India will be no different in this area. We believe that this will be a strong offering at a relative price point for that demographic. Now, just a little bit about our product approach. We are going to be manufacturing all of our products that we'll be selling in India. What does this mean? It means we've identified some great third-party contract manufacturers who are available and ready and willing and fully vetted by us to become our business partners. And so as we start to build this these product lines out in India, you'll notice there are going to be subtle tweaks in the packaging, subtle tweaks in the sizes of the packaging. Will also be locally formulated to address Indian consumers' needs and primary interests. We'll talk about that in just a second. In fact, we'll talk about that on this slide. Our Pharmanex play is really going to be focused initially on a very small and very succinct portfolio. We're going to be launching with a couple of products here: LifePak Core Marine Omega, TRMe, but you'll notice it's not the entire TRMe offering that we have, for example, in Southeast Asia and other parts around the world. LifePak Core will be different than the LifePak or LifePak Nano that you know that are currently available in your markets. This product is being designed specifically for the Indian consumer in mind. It addresses core vitamin and nutrient deficiencies that we've identified in the Indian consumer diet, and it will be able to be a great multivitamin daily consumption product that will help address those needs. It'll also be linked to the Prism IO in terms of the SCS side of this equation. We're developing a proprietary blend of antioxidants that will also have Ayurvedic ties into India. We're partnering with a well-established company in India to create this blend. It'll have ingredients such as curcumin, tulsi, or which is called, excuse me, holy basil, holy basil, and different Ayurvedic ingredients that Indian consumers are well aware of. The Marine Omega that we're going to be launching is also going to be very similar to what you already know in your existing markets. If we look at the TRMe side of things, the protein meal replacement, Slim S and My Edge, we believe this will go back and really tie heavily into the weight management and the weight management concerns that many Indian consumers have. As we look at Nu Skin, this is representative of our initial launch portfolio in Nu Skin. You'll notice that things are a little bit different. We've got a vitamin C serum here that will aid in brightening. We'll have some good benefits that address the demand for brightening in the market. We'll also have your basic cleanse tone treat and moisturize, excuse me. But with that, we'll also have the LumiSpa as a cleansing and treatment device targeted with the cleanser with the device here. And then that'll be followed by a glow toner and a light moisturizer. We also identified early on that 65% of Indians have some type of daily regimen where they apply sunscreen. So for us, an SPF product, building that into the initial portfolio is very important because that's a demand from many of the Indian consumers that you'll be contacting in your business. Let's talk a little bit about CeraNu. So this is a new brand. I talked about this a moment ago. The target audience will be salons and salon clientele. It's been set up to be a professional line to be sold in salons. We believe that through our model, you all, with the India eligible people that you bring into the business and the businesses that are built, subsequent businesses that are built in India, will be able to attract salons into your network. And so with this, we're offering a couple of different products that address brightening with our right here, our CeraNu brightening serum. That will be paired with the Galvanic Spa device, followed by the LumiSpa cleanser. Again, the great skin treatment cleansing device that you know today. And then we'll have the gel cream, clay mask for detoxification, a pH balanced toner, as well as a brightening pH balanced toner here. This initial portfolio, just to give you an idea of our pricing, will be priced anywhere from 1,000 Indian rupee up to 3,000 Indian rupees per product. This is roughly in US dollars, about $12 to around $36 per product here. One note about this, as we were testing this in salons over the past several months, we've gone to salons and had extensive interviews with them to understand what they're looking for in terms of bringing new brands into their practices, integrating them into the services that they provide. And what we did find was, A, that they're always looking for ways to increase their revenue streams, to meet the needs of their clientele, and to introduce new brands that they believe will be interesting to their clientele. This actually got really good reviews as we worked with salons to help them experience the product and experience the LumiSpa. India has some environmental factors, given that it's the most populous country in the world, and the population density in many of these large metropolitan areas is really high. So as a result, you've got some environmental factors in terms of air pollution and things that people have to deal with on a daily basis that impact their skin and their cleanliness there. And so just as an aside, one of the salons where we were one afternoon, a woman came into the salon where we were providing free facials, and she sat down to do this, and she had informed us at the start of it that she was actually a salon owner herself, and that she was coming to this salon to get her treatments done on her day off, as her salon was closed on that Sunday afternoon. She sat down and we explained to her what this treatment was going to be, walked her through the different steps, and she actually didn't want to have the LumiSpa experience. She said, no, my skin's clean. I've already done it. I don't need to do this. Let's just go on with the other steps to the treatment. Well, we explained to her a little bit more what the LumiSpa was all about. She decided to do it. And at the end of that 2-minute session, she was shocked at the results that she saw immediately in her face in a mirror, as well as when she looked at the treatment head. She couldn't believe the amount of residue that device removed, and she was sold. She said, how do I get this? Can I buy this today? What do I need to do to get my hands on this? So we believe that with this device, obviously it's very efficacious, it's very demonstrable, and it's simple and intuitive to use. We think this is going to go a long way in India in terms of attracting people who are looking for that deep cleansing treatment. The devices will be imported. Those will be the only two products in our portfolio that will be imported into India. Everything else will be manufactured locally. So that's all I have today in terms of the overview of why we're excited about the market and why we believe that India will be a really good play for us in the future and for you as you